Hello, hello. You are watching the YouTube channel of Taylor Muscle, founder of the Women's Muscle Movement, developing mindsets for resilience and optimal living. Hello, welcome. Thank you today for joining me on this video. If this is your first time to the channel, my name's Alex Wright, and I'm here to help you as well as journey with you as we both together journey closer towards mindsets of resilience. Alright, so today's video is going to be discussing a term called projective identification. It's a psychological term. And first I'm going to jump in by sharing a story with you to help you to understand it and to see different areas in your life where this has happened, different occurrences, okay? So have you ever been in an encounter where, you were talking with someone and you became really defensive and really reactive suddenly? I'm sure you have, right? And you may have felt guilty about it. You may have been like, wait, where did that come from? And the other person may have convinced you that you shouldn't have reacted that way. You're being overreactive, okay? See, the thing is, not saying that you should have been defensive, like you had the right to be defensive, but my point is, that I'm making, or I'm gonna make, is that it came from somewhere. It wasn't completely irrational, okay? Yes, psychologically there's stuff that went on and triggered inside of you, but also the other person gave you some of their stuff, okay? Oftentimes. So usually how it goes is the person will, sit there and they'll talk very sweetly and say something just really belittling, really underhanded, really with motives. Okay, so they may be like, yeah, I just think you're really naive, and your ignorance is just really unfortunate, and you're not going to get far in life. You're not going to get far in life like that, right? So that's one person. Okay, then the receiving party's like, no, I know a lot. I can't believe you would say this. I'm gonna go super far. You can't even support me and you're so selfish. They got defensive based on this other person's statement and they reacted. Then going back to the other person, whoa, why are you reacting like that? I was just making a statement and sharing my opinion. Can't we share an opinion? You're overreacting. Okay? So that person on this side is responding and behaving as though they don't know where your defensiveness came from. Okay? When really they do. On a subconscious level. Once again. And this is called projective identification. So I'm going to read from this passage from this book. I've got my laptop here. Listen. So, if I ignore my true self and identify with and exist from a false or codependent self, then I may stagnate or regress and remain feeling like a victim with a contradicted sense of self. I unconsciously project onto you a part of my inner life that I want you to take on for me. Okay? So, person over here who's talking all calm and, acting as though they're not doing anything wrong. This is them. I unconsciously project onto you part of my inner life that I want you to take on for me. Maybe this other person is doing a lot that they'd like to be doing, and they never got the opportunity or felt the drive to do it. This projective identification may also allow me to continue to deny or disown that part of my inner life that I may have tried to project onto you. So maybe it helped me to not feel bad, or it helped me to disown that I have an issue with not being as successful as I wanted to be in the first place. So, I've tried to protect you. For example, if I'm angry or resentful about something and I don't want to feel it and handle that feeling, then I can unconsciously dump it onto you. And if you buy it, also unconsciously, and act it out by expressing it for me to others and also back to me, then I won't have to own and deal with my own feelings of anger and resentment. Okay? So I'm a bit angry that I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to do in my life, or I feel as though I didn't get to. This person's being all ambitious and doing a bunch of stuff, right? And so I can act all calm and present them with all these different little negative statements, and they're gonna react and they're gonna act out. I feel better. I gave them my junk. What is more, if you express your now taken on anger too much to others and to me, I will criticize and berate you, or hold it against you in some other way for being so angry so often, right? So I'm going to criticize. Now you're being defensive, right? And I'm going to criticize you now. Whoa, why are you... You're so sensitive. Geesh, calm down. Right? I'm going to berate you for being so angry. Or if I feel ashamed and inadequate and I don't want to feel and handle that feeling of shame, then I can likewise unconsciously attempt to transfer my feeling to you. And if you unconsciously buy it, then you can act it out and perhaps even express it for me. So the same thing we were talking about. Then I can shame you even more for being so inadequate. Okay? I feel inadequate. I try to attack you in some way. You express it to me by being defensive and angry. I berate you. Why are you being that way? You're overreacting. So I can allow you to feel inadequate. I get to deal with not having to deal with that feeling of inadequacy. Okay? So it's a process like that. Okay? Once you know this, it takes away the power from when it does happen. Okay? And I'm not of the party of calling people out when things like this are going on and sharing your judgments, right? I'm about radical honesty, sharing your honest, authentic feelings and what's coming up for you, but not trying to diagnose them and saying, oh, you're projective identifying right now. Oh, you're, are you expressing cognitive dissonance? Like, no, people don't like that. It's like putting up walls and then they feel like they can't get to, reach you, right? I mean, put up those walls if you have to, but if you want to continue to have a relationship with this person, it's not about calling them out like that, but become aware of it and practice radical honesty in that moment of how you're feeling. Right now, I'm feeling, I believe that you're trying to get under my skin and it's making me angry, and this may or may not be correct, but that's how I'm feeling right now. Leave it at that. It's honest. It's honest, authentic, and it's not attacking the other person. But yeah, projective identification. This goes on so much. So when you overreact or you respond in a certain way, I'm not saying to not take responsibility for it. Take full responsibility for the way you react. But also realize what also may be in the equation, you know? That other person was possibly projective identifying. Okay? So if this video was in any way helpful, go ahead and thumbs it up, leave comments down below if you'd like to, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.